going to talk about ratios and proportions. So the student will be able to determine whether two ratios form a proportion and solve a proportion for a given variable. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers by division. The ratio of x to y can be expressed in the following ways. Ratios are always expressed in simplest form, so we always want to reduce or simplify our fractions. So 4/6 can be rewritten as 2/3. Because I know that 2 goes into 4 twice and 2 goes into 6 3 times. 4/8 can be written as 5/1 because 8 goes into 45 times and 8 goes into 8 once. You will usually, if we're talking about ratios and proportions, see it 5/1, but we also know that simplifies to 5. So we want to circle all the ratios that are equivalent below. Equivalent just means that they're equal or the same. So 3/5 cannot simplify. 6/10 is going to simplify to 3/5. I just divide them both by 2. 2/5 does not simplify. 9/15 will simplify to 3/5. I divide it 9 by 3 and 15 by 3. So this simplifies to 3/5. This simplifies to 3/5, and that simplifies to 3/5. So those are ratios. A proportion just is an equation that says that two ratios are equal, so they will simplify to the same thing. So 4/2 equals 8/4. So that's a proportion. The cross products are equal, therefore the ratios form a proportion. So all we're going to do is we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to do the denominator of one times the numerator of the other one. So 2 times 8 and 4 times 4, they both equal 16. We can use that fact to help us solve proportions. So I see I have a fraction equal a fraction or a ratio equal to a ratio. That's a proportion. So I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to do 6 times 8. And I'm going to say equals x times 12, or 12x. 6 times 8 gives me 48. I'm going to divide both sides by 12. So x is 4. If I plug 4 in, I will get 4/6, which is 2/3. And 8/12 also simplifies to 2/3. So yes, it checks out. For my second problem, I'm going to, again, it's fraction equal a fraction, or it's a proportion. So denominator of one multiplies to numerator of the other. I'm going to cross multiply. I'll have x times 2, which is 2x, equals 4 times 10. 2x can't do anything with that. 4 times 10 is 40. And I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So x equals 20. Those are just some of the simpler ones. Sometimes we can have variables and we can be adding or subtracting to them. Whenever you see addition or subtraction in the numerator or denominator, put parentheses around it. I'm going to put parentheses around this a minus 4. I know I have a proportion here, so I'm going to cross multiply. So it's going to be 14 times a minus 4 equals, and then 7 times 6. I have to remember to distribute here, so I have to do a little bit of cleaning up or simplifying. So I get 14a minus 56 equals 42. And then I need to get a by itself. So we'll add 56 to both sides. I'll have 14a equals 98, and then divide by 14. So a will equal 7. Again, I can plug it in to check to make sure that they simplify to the same thing, which would be a great thing to do when you take your test on Friday. 4 is fun because I have 2 sets here. So I need to make sure I put parentheses around the 3x plus 4 and the 5x minus 5. And cross multiply. So I'm going to have 3 times 3x plus 4. That's why the parentheses are super important. Equals 2 times 5x minus 5. I'm going to distribute. So 3 times 3x is 9x. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 5 is 10x. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. To get x's on one side, numbers on the other, I like my x's on the left. So I'm going to subtract 10x from both sides. So negative x plus 12 equals negative 10. Subtract 12. So negative x equals negative 22. Let's move that over to the side a little bit. I know negative x is really just a negative 1x, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. So x equals 22. You guys are going to try on page 20. One through 12, and have Miss Ayler check it, or check it to make sure that you're correct. We're going to quickly just do 13 through 15 because those are word problems and a little bit different. So for 13, Jason earns $152 in 4 days. At that rate, how many days will it take him to earn $532? So I have money and I have days. I like to write it in words first. So I know that it's going to be money divided by days. So my money is 152, and it's going to be divided by 4 because they're in the same sentence, equals my money is 532. And I don't know how many days, so I'm going to put X there. And I'm just going to solve it like I did before. So I'm going to do 4, I'm going to cross multiply. Um, 4 times 532 is going to equal 152 times X. And that's going to give us big numbers. Make sure you guys use a calculator. 2,128 equals 152x. Divide by 152. And that's going to be 14 days is going to equal x. So it's taken 14 days to make $532. A blueprint for a house states that 2.5 inches equals 10 feet. If the length of a wall is 12 feet, how long is the wall in the blueprint? So we have inches and feet here. So we have inches, and that's my blueprint. And then we have my feet. That's the actual house. So I'm going to do inches over feet. So I'm going to have 2.5 divided by 10. And then I don't know how long the blueprint is, so that's x. but it's 12 feet. And we're going to cross multiply. So we'll do 10 times x is 10x. And then 2.5 times 12 is going to give us 20. Nope, I think it's 30. 30. And then we're just going to divide both sides by 10. So x equals 10, and that is our inches. That's what we didn't know. So that's how long it is in the blueprint. Research shows that 3 out of every 20 pet owners got their pet from a breeder. Of the 122 animals cared for by a veterinarian, how many would you expect to have been bought from a breeder? So we've got pets from a breeder and just regular pets, or all the pets. So breeder over total. So I get 3 pets from a breeder, and I'm trying to figure out how many came from a breeder. I have 20 pet owners, and this vet sees 122 animals total. So it's going to be 3 over 20 equals, I don't know, over 122. Again, we're going to cross multiply. So 20 times x is 20x. And 3 times 122 is 366. So x is going to end up being 18.3. We can't have 0.3 of an animal, so we would say 18. From breeders. You guys are responsible to do homework 2.5, and that's on pages 21 and 22 and 23. I want to say that was all. Yes. So 21, 22, and 23 is what you guys are working on now.